Your underground radio station, Underground KSUM. And it's time for terror.
It was a cold and wintry night. In the deep and lusty marshes of Ludkey Slough, our party of 7, led by Don Kerbert, had been traveling by foot for almost 35 days. We were now tired and traveling heavily. We were now approaching our destination. The wind blew harder. The wolves howled a deadly scream. And we heard the crickets calling to their mates. The reason we are here is to find the truth about the legendary Ludkey Mess monster. 2 of my companions, Pierre Leloup and Franz Lisp, had been here before and had supposedly seen the monster. They were now with us to prove their findings. The 7 of us trampled forward, slushing through mud, stepping on frogs and other little goobers. Along with Don Kerbert, Pierre, Franz, and I, was the Purina family. There was Arnie and Tina Purina, and their son, Sherlock. They were in charge of the food on this trip, and they were world famous for their tender victuals. We got to the edge of the swampy marsh and searched for a place to camp.
Where's this? Website, a non-amphibious, extemporaneous area, licentious of any domestic animalia. What did he say, Franz?
I don't know, Pierre. It's sure something myself here.
I said let's find a place to camp.
He looked slightly perturbed, like the frog we had cut up last week in biology.
Get this.
I peered through the trees for a place in which to camp.
Oh, there's an open spot.
I said, and started running. I ran right into a beehive in a tree. I fell to the ground, and swarms of bees came after me.
He'll die if we don't do something.
Get back, you little stinger.
I said, yelling for help.
What can we do, Franz?
I don't know, Pierre. It sure stumps myself, Pierre.
We could propel through the air some unconsolidated stand zones throughout his lower epidermis. What did he say, Franz?
I don't know, Pierre. It sure stumps myself, Pierre.
I said let's throw some dirt on him.
Oh, yeah.
They quickly scooped up some dirt in their hands and threw it all over me.
He's safe now. What about the bears and snakes?
Said Tina, while I was brushing myself off and cursing the bees.
All we have to worry about is the Ludkey Mess monster.
I said, and laughed off. I laughed off the beautiful woman's remarks. Just then, we heard a strange noise.
This is the monster. Isn't that the same noise we heard last time, folks?
I don't know, Pierre. It sure stumps myself, Pierre.
We decided to shrug off this timely terror
I'll let it go. I don't care.
and head to the opening. We trudged forward and got to the area. We heard crickets and frogs and other creatures of the pond.
I'll get us a midnight snack, folks. Oh, good. Someday I'll be a great cook just like you, Dad. Just practice, son. Some of that delicious Purina chow.
I said to myself. I smelled the fresh aroma of cream of wheat and sauerkraut. We got done with the meal and rolled out the sleeping bags. We put them into a circle in case anything wild attacked us.
Form a circle.
We put them into a circle, yes, again. I heard the others snoring away. While I looked at the stars. What beautiful stars they were, too. Very twinkly. Then all was quiet, except for a few insects. I then felt a tingle on my leg. I looked toward Tina, but she was asleep. Something was slithering up my ankle, up to my knee. I felt goosebumps. My heart was beating harder. Whatever it was cold and and leather-like. I looked down and saw...
But first, a word from our sponsor.
Grandpa Archie went to town riding on a pony. A guillotine cut him to bits and now he's macaroni. Dunkin' macaroni beats any other kind. Try any other brand, it's the best that you can find.
Yes, Grandpa. Dunkin' macaroni really springs up the customers. Prepared in Grandma Archie's own kitchen. It's deep fried and chicken fat. With Dunkin's special cheese, Grandpa Archie practically turns into a mouse when he eats it. When Grandma was young, she puts him in a mouse trap and caught Grandpa with it. So remember,
Grandpa Archie went to town riding on a pony. A guillotine cut him to bits and now he's macaroni. Dunkin' macaroni beats any other kind. Try any other brand, it's the best that you can find. Yeah.
And now back to our program.
It was cold and leather-like. It was slithering up my leg. I looked down. And there was a poisonous snake ready to sink his teeth into my skin. I then heard a gunshot. It was Pierre. He had killed the snake.
The deadly snake has killed Arnie, Sherlock, and Don Corbett. Right, Franz?
Yes. You were almost killed, too. Only you and Pierre and Tina Perina and I are left.
Sherlock, Arnie, why did they have to die?
We then heard the supposed monster.
I think he's in the center of the swamp.
I said.
Get the ammunition, Franz.
Yes, Pierre, and I'll bring the girls also. We entered the camp, water swishing up our clothes. The monster's sound came closer.
Let us divide up. Cover a bigger area. Okay with you, Franz?
Go over there and I'll go over here.
We'll take the southwest side of the slushy swamp. We divided up. Pierre and Franz one way. Beautiful Tina and I went the other way.
You take the high road and I'll take the low road.
The wind was still blowing cold. The water splashing against our bodies, tearing off our clothes. And then the Lucky Miss Monster let out a cry. And then we saw it at a distance. It was 50 feet tall, with a long dinosaur tail, and 6 gigantic fangs, and 2 long arms,
1, 2, yeah.
with 4 fingers on each hand.
4, right, 4.
With his 2 hands, the monster grabbed Pierre and broke him in 2. Then we heard Franz screaming. Hey, you two, stay back. The monster's horrible. He will kill you for certain. Well, I yelled at Tina as we saw the Lucky Miss Monster squish Franz.